the questioning. And I appreciate all of your testimonies, the seriousness with which you take this threat. I do want to highlight that last month, the FBI made 2 arrests related to the secret Chinese police station operating in New York City and charged dozens more as part of a larger PRC efforts to locate in America pro-democracy Chinese activists and others who are openly critical of Beijing's policies and to suppress their speech. On the 24th of April, Chairman Green and myself sent a letter to both DHS and to the FBI requesting additional information about this police station. It's now been over 2 weeks past that deadline that we asked for, so I would ask you please to respond to that letter in writing and to highlight that. It's very important that we understand what has happened, but this Manhattan-based police station was operating as a provincial branch for the Ministry of Public Security, which belongs to the Commerce Entity List for its implication in human rights violations. My question, we'll start with Ms. Murphy, is how was the station associated with such a nefarious organization? How did it pop up in New York City?
Thank you for the question, sir. And I'm happy to work with the team so we can get you a more fulsome response, probably in a classified setting. As you know, and as you remarked in your opening statement, the threat from China is complex and vast. And the way that they work in the United States, and I imagine in other countries, who are seeing similar threats from the Communist government of China, is very diversified and layered. So when we talk about universities or researchers or academics or innovation, China proliferates all those spaces to include in our communities where Chinese Americans live as a way to influence those communities. And we work actively to identify those and investigate them.
Would you say that they're using every available tactic, technique, and procedure to infiltrate American national security interest and interest writ large?
I would say that their attack surface is large,
Okay.
and they are using all the tools in their toolbox to gather information, whether it's classified, intellectual property, sensitive, unclassified, anything that they consider of value.
Okay, we'll follow up on that a little bit later. I'd like to go to the well-documented approach that they've used to acquiring either critical minerals, critical industries, farmland, ranch land, some of them near military sites, especially sensitive military sites. Mr. Kangama, can you comment on the acquisition of this farmland, and has DHS or FBI overlaid the flight path of that Chinese spy balloon that came over the United States several months ago with acquired land, and anything else that would be of note?
Thank you for the question, Chairman. I would defer some of those questions to our intelligence colleagues about specifics about what happened, but what I can mention is that we do feel that we have tools to address these types of concerns. First, to your point about land acquisitions, I think thanks to Congress as well, real estate purchases are now included as within the purview of what we call CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States. So we do have an ability to look at land purchases when they have a nexus specifically to military sites or what would be airports or seaports, and conduct a risk assessment if a foreign purchase of that is subject to foreign control. And so we do feel that we have some tools against that. With the balloon specifically, DHS's CISA did track the flight path of the balloon and critical infrastructure nodes that were associated with it. I believe CISA conducted about 27 notifications and outreach to state and local and critical infrastructure entities to help them understand and mitigate against the risk.
Did it appear that the overflight path was actually over acquisitions by CCP-related entities?
I don't have that information, but
Okay.
would defer to my intelligence colleagues.
I'll do a follow-up here for Mr. Durham. We've heard about all the variety of threats and what Mr. Kangama just talked about with the land acquisitions. Could you speak to the threats of CCP-owned agricultural operations and the effect that has on our supply chains and our nation's food security?
Thank you, Chairman, for that question. I think one of the things we know about the CCP is that their actions and activities are strategic and long-term. And we've taken a specific set of individuals in the organization and built a team around PRC activities to better understand exactly what they're doing in terms of their agricultural purchases and such. And we believe we have information that we could provide to you in a classified setting to better elucidate their activities.
Thank you. My time has expired. We have multiple requests out to both of your agencies for those classified briefings, and we expect those to be filled. I now recognize the ranking member, Mr. Magaziner, for his line.